Good day. I'm Jess. I'm about to discuss to you Adobe Premiere new project window. So this is the new project window. So we'll be discussing this one in detail. Let's start with name. The name indicates the file name that you want that the file would be named. Location, wherein this is the location on where you can find the specific project that you will create. Or you could set up or reset a specific or I mean to say set a specific location for this one. It's up to you. Okay. So we have here the two tabs that we'll discuss in detail as well. One is the general. So this involves video rendering and playback, video properties, audio, and even capture. Next tab would be the scratch this. Okay, so let's start with the general tab first in detail. Okay, so regarding with general, so we're gonna tackle first the video rendering and playback settings. So while working creatively with video clips in your sequences, so it's likely you'll apply some visual effects. Some special effects can be played immediately, combining your original video with the effect and displaying the results as soon as you click play. When this happens, this is called a real-time playback. Real-time playback is desirable because it means you can watch the results of your creative choices right away. Many special effects in Premiere Pro are designed to be in real time. If you use lots of effects, or if you use effects that are not designed to be played in your real time, your computer may not be able to display the results at the full frame rate. That is, Premiere Pro will attempt to display your video clips combined with special effects, but it will not show every single frame each second. When this happens, it is described as dropping frames. Premiere Pro displays colored lines along the top of the timeline panel to tell the user when extra work is required to play back any video. So I will show you this one later. So not seeing every frame when you play your sequence is okay. So it won't affect the final results. Okay. So going back with the rendering, what do rendering and real time actually means? Think of rendering as an artist rendering, where something is visualized, taking up paper and taking time. Imagine you have a piece of video that is too dark. You add a special effect to make it brighter, but your video editing system is unable to both play the original video and make it brighter. In this situation, you'll have your system render the effect. So when this happens, a new video file is created that looks like your original video combined with special effects to make it brighter. So when the part of your sequence is played that contains the clip with the rendered effect, your system invisibly and seamlessly switches to play the newly rendered video file instead. That file playback like any other regular file, although it looks like your original video with an effect, it's actually just a simple video clip that playbacks normally. So that's a brief concept of rendering. So here is the rendering. Mercury Playback Engine GPU Acceleration or Cuda, Mercury Playback Engine GPU Acceleration OpenCL, Mercury Playback Engine software only. Okay, so first things first, OpenCL is a deprecated option. So this is for lower version or old video cards. Okay. So if you would like to choose Cuda or the first option here, this is for NVIDIA graphics processing unit adapter or a video card. So if you choose this CUDA, this option, Premiere Pro will send many playback tasks to the graphics hardware on your computer. So giving you a lot of real-time effect and easy playback of mixed formats in your sequences. So what if you choose this Mercury playback engine software only? This is still a major advancement on a non-real-time playback, giving you excellent performance that uses all of the available power in your computer. So if you don't have the right graphics hardware on your computer, only this option is available and you won't be able to click this menu. So with this one, this indicates that I have a graphic video card that support this kind of option. So there. So what is a Mercury playback engine? So with Adobe Premiere, this was introduced as a playback engine called Mercury. So this is a playback engine for Adobe. Okay, so making it faster and easier than ever to work with multiple video formats. Okay, so with the playback performance of Mercury, the way Premiere Pro plays back video files was improved. Okay, if you're filming with a DSLR camera, for example, chances are your media is recorded using the H.264 codec, which is particularly hard to play back. With the new Mercury playback engine, you'll find this file playback with ease. So no need, no issue, and on the H.264, it's because of this Mercury playback engine. So this supports 64-bit and multi-threading. Okay, what else? CUDA and OpenCL support. So if you have the right graphics card, either Apple or Windows, this is the right graphics hardware. Okay, so it can either be NVIDIA or Athlon, or I mean to say, no, um, the best for me is the NVIDIA. Okay, so Premiere Pro can delegate some of the work for playing back videos to the graphic card. So if you choose this CUDA and OpenCL, so there. Okay. So next is we go to video and audio. The next two options tells Premiere Pro how to measure time for your video and audio clips. In most cases, okay, so this is time code, okay, for audio there, audio samples. Okay. So in most cases, you'll choose the default option, time code for video and sample for audio. So this is it, audio by default time code for this one. Okay. So these settings don't change the way Premiere Pro plays video audio clips on the way time is measured, about seconds and frames. With a camera recording captured a series of still images of an action, if there are enough image captured each second, it looks like moving video when played back. Each picture is called a frame. So, and the number of frames each second is usually called frames per second. So, frame is equal to image. So, image is equal to picture. A frame per second will vary depending on your camera format and settings. Okay, so it can either be 23.9, 24, 25, 29.97, 50, or even 60 per frames per second. So some camera allows you to choose between more than one frame rate with different option. Okay, so Premiere Pro will play back videos at all common frame rates. So here, video display format. This is it. The four: time code, feet frame 16 mm, feet plus frames 35 mm, and frames. So let's start. Time code. Time code is the default option. Time code is a universal standard for counting hours, minutes, seconds, and individual frames for video files or tape. So the same system is used by cameras, professional video recorders, and non-linear editing systems all around the world. So what if we change this one to feet plus frame 16 mm, okay, or feet plus frames 35 mm? If your source files are captured from file, or I mean to say from film, and you intended to give your editing decisions to a lab so they can cut the original negative to produce a film, okay, you may want to use this standard method of measuring time. Rather than measuring time, it's the number of feet plus the number of frames since the last foot. It's a bit like feet and inches, but with frames rather than inches. So because 16 mm film and 35 mm film have different size frames, there is an option for each. Next, frames. Frames, this option simply counts the number of frames of video, starting at 0. This is sometimes used for animation projects and is another way that labs like to receive information about edits for a film-based project. Okay, now we go to audio here. So if you choose audio samples, when digital audio is recorded, a sound sample is taken, as captured by the microphone, thousands of times a second. In the case of most professional video cameras, this happens 48,000 times per second. So in audio samples mode, Premiere Pro will display time in your sequences as hours, minutes, seconds, and samples. The number of samples per second will depend on your sequence settings. So if you choose millisecond, this mode selected, this will display time in your sequence as hours, minutes, seconds, and thousand of a second. So by default, Premiere Pro lets you zoom into your sequences to view individual frames. However, you can easily switch to display and audio display format. So this powerful feature lets you make the teeniest adjustments to your sound. Okay. Next is the capture format. Okay. So without additional third-party hardware, Premiere Pro can record from DV and HDV camera using the FireWire connection on your computer. It has one. A FireWire is also known as the IEEE 1394 and iLink. Take note of it. FireWire is also known as the IEEE 1394. A FireWire is a convenient connection for tape-based media because it uses just one cable to transmit video and sound information, device control. So you can uh, give the computer the video deck to play, fast forward, pause, and so on. Okay, yeah. So that's the use of capture. Okay. Next, we go to scratch disk. So whenever Premiere Pro capture records from tapes or render your special effects, new media files are created on your hard drive. Scratch disks are the places on where new files are stored. They can be separated through this as name suggests or any file storage location. So here's the option. It can either be a document, same as project, or customized as well. So here, scratch this can be created all in the same place or in a separate location as I've mentioned, depending on your hardware and workflow requirement. Okay, so there are two approaches to store uh, a file for video editing. Project-based setup means all associated media files are stored with a project file in the same folder. System-based setup, media files associated with multi-project are saved to one central location and the project file is saved to another. Okay, so this is a quick overview of the new project window and its functionality in detail. So this ends our tutorial. Thank you and good day.